Okay. This one has 3 different denominators for both the top and the bottom. So instead of doing the cross multiplication trick, I'm just going to write our lowest common denominator once. And then I'm going to multiply by the stuff that each one is missing. So when I look at this, that number and that number are all different. So I'm just going to multiply straight across to get my least common denominator. So that would be y times x. And now I'm going to compare each one of the fractions with that common denominator and multiply the thing that I have missing. So for this one, I have the x missing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be 2x squared. For this one, I have both of them missing.
So
it'd be plus xy, or yx. You can write it either way. Doesn't matter. And then this one has a y missing, so I'm going to write minus y squared.
Okay, this kind of looks familiar from something that I've done.
That is a perfect square trinomial.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or it's one that we could actually probably factor still anyway. Yeah, I think it actually is a perfect square trinomial. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. So I'm going to do the exact same thing for the bottom.
Okay.
So circle that number, circle that number. That one has a 1 there.
X, and then I just put the 1 right there. Placeholder.
You can put a 1 there as a placeholder if you need to.
Alright.
Okay, so I multiply straight across, and my common denominator is yx. This one's missing an x,
so it'll be
2x squared, right?
Mm-hmm. Will they all start off with a 2? Because it seems like these both.
Well, they just happen to be ordered that way, so that's why it's going to do that.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was just wondering.
This one is missing a y, so that's going to be
xy
plus y x.
Oh, yx.
Or xy. I'll write it the same way because that's the way I wrote the other one up top, and I don't want to confuse you. So let me not write it the same way.
Okay. Minus
xy, and then this one doesn't have either. Oh, sorry. This one's missing a y, right?
Yeah.
So that should be y squared up there. This is y squared. And then this one doesn't have either one of them, so this is minus 3xy.
3xy. So how do you get the 3 tops?
I'm going to reorganize this so it's written the same way that one's written.
But how did you get this as a 2x? Did you just move?
Okay, that's my common denominator, right?
Yeah.
What does this thing have that that one doesn't?
An x.
So that's why I have to multiply that by x. That's why it's 2x squared.
Okay.
What is that thing missing that that thing has?
A y.
So I have to multiply a y to the top. That's where the y squared comes from. What does this thing have?
Oh, so you just basically just like add them up just to make that equal this, but you
Multiply the thing that's missing.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
All right.
So let me rewrite that top. So this is, and I want to write them side by side because I still have it divided by there, right?
Yeah.
So I got to rewrite them anyway. So this is 2x squared plus xy minus y squared, and then that's over yx, and then this would be times yx over 2x squared minus 3xy plus y squared. I'm writing them in the same order. I'm just switching these two.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Because you see how that's written square, then common term,
And
then square?
Yeah.
I want to make them look the same.
Okay. And then I can cross cancel these?
You can cross cancel those. And then let's see if we can factor the top of this. So I want to only look at the coefficients here. So 1 times 2 gives me
1 times 2 is 2.
negative 2.
Negative 2.
And is there a factor of negative 2 that when you add them together, you get 1? I think so.
3 negative 2?
No. What if I do 2 times negative 1?
Oh, yeah. 2 times negative 1.
When you add them together, you get positive 1,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm going to factor that.
Yeah.
So this is x plus 2, and then this would be x minus 1, and then I have this number in front, so I have to divide both numbers by that. And so that top factor is going to be x plus 1 times 2x minus 1. And then I'm going to try to do the exact same thing with this one. When I take 2 times 1, I get 2 again.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got to equal negative 3 in the middle. So what can I multiply that's a factor of 2 that adds up to give me negative 3?
Factor of 2?
What are the only factors of 2?
1 in itself? Or 1 and 2?
1 and 2. Is there any way to combine those together to get
negative 2
or to get positive 2 but get negative 3 when you add them?
I don't think so.
What if I did this? What's negative 2 times negative 1?
Oh, 2.
What's negative 2 plus negative 1?
Negative 3.
So those are the two factors.
Oh.
And so I'm going to write them here. So this is x minus 2, x minus 1. I've got that 2 there. So I have to divide them both by 2. And then I get x minus 1, 2x minus 1.
2x minus 1?
Because this 2 slides up in front of the x.
Oh, okay.
That 2 slides up in front of the x. That's how I got that. So guess what's the same?
The 2x minus 1.
So that's my answer. It would just be x plus 1 over x minus 1. And that's the answer.
Okay.
Ta-da! All right. And
I think we'll probably do those